Trump puts some military help and does some takeover in Washington, D.C., and crime instantly stops overnight. Is this a winning tactic? Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Of course, he's going to get heat. The Democrats are running on keep D.C. dangerous. That's their brand. Here's Kathy Hochul, who could run for president, saying how dangerous it is that Trump has federalized the streets.
Ask you about Donald Trump's move to put the National Guard in the District of Columbia and DC police under federal control. Statistics show the crime rate is down. I'm curious to hear your response to this move.
It's absurd. Again, another blatant power grab.
Thank you.
It's a blatant power grab. Absurd on these DC crime rates. But she forgot what she said back on The View when she brought the National Guard in to secure the subway.
Governor, after a series of high-profile crimes on New York City subways, right? You deployed hundreds of state police and National Guard troops into the subway system. But since the pandemic, you have done a wonderful job. Overall crime is down in the city.
Yes, it is.
So my question to you is, why now? Why deploy to the subway? And how do you respond to some of your fellow Democrats calling the move theatrics that play into Republican narratives that blue cities are poorly run war zones?
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. My job is to keep people safe.
My job is to keep the people safe. Wow. So all this barking about Trump is pure politics. Pam Bondi makes a new announcement. DC sanctuary city policies no longer apply. We are making our nation's capital safe again. She removed the sanctuary city policy that protects illegals from ICE. At President Trump's direction, our agents are carrying out arrests across DC and shutting down crime.
DC will not remain a sanctuary city actively shielding criminal aliens. Will not happen. Under Donald Trump's directive, DC will become safe again, and it will become clean again. And I think what's happening is it's a combination of an extremely divisive city council. You have liberal judges, you have no cash bail, as you said, you have juveniles running rampant over this city, and you have a Metro Police Department. They want to do their jobs. And we have been out there for the last few nights with all of our federal agencies, Sean. They have been working so hard, working together. We've made 156 arrests, 27 firearms have been seized, child pornographic material has been seized, over 200 fentanyl pills taken off the street, a homicide suspect with a firearm, and we are going to protect DC and make it safe again. But, I think the most impactful thing that's happened, despite what we've seen with these crazy protesters out there, citizens are coming out of their homes and they're going up to these law enforcement officers and they're thanking them.
The people on the streets, including Black Democrats, are coming out and heralding Trump's praise. But here's a white Democrat, Alec Baldwin, the actor. He was amazing in Gary Glenn Ross, tearing into Trump.
What's going to happen next? Is Trump going to federalize the New York City Police Department?
Is Trump going to take over New York City next? Here's Alec Baldwin trying to terrify you.
What's after that? Chicago, LA, Miami, Boston,
NFL.
And on and on. What's after that? The NFL, the NBA, you're going to federalize them and take them over?
Yeah, the NFL and the NBA. What next? Your local bingo community? Disneyland?
All he wants to do
Atlantis?
is deflect from his inadequacy by these bold, insane moves. Take over DC police. That's not what I need. I don't need this DC police to be taken over. I don't. I need to get the tariffs over with. I need to get the war over with. I need to get the Gaza thing over with. And after that, we have something else we have to get over with.
Oh, dear. These people are lunatics. Meanwhile, the DC police chief is grossly incompetent. Worse, she filed an affidavit in a lawsuit against President Donald Trump, where she claims his effort to clean up the city is the most dangerous act of government she's seen in her whole career. She needs to be relieved from duty immediately. I'm going to put this lady on screen because we're going to come back to PA Smith. U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, D.C. Plaintiff Donald Trump is the defendant. Declaration of Pamela A. Smith. Remember that name, Pamela A. Smith, pursuant hereby declare that the following is true and correct. I am the chief of police of the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department. I have served in this role since my unanimous confirmation by the Council of D.C. in 2023, diversity hire. MPD's mission is to safeguard the DC and protect residents. As chief, I am chief executive officer, subject to district law, regulations, etc. I have compiled information. She's trying to launch this against Donald Trump. Here's more. DC leadership says they've never seen any action that causes more risk to public safety than AG Bondi, Pam Bondi, ending their sanctuary city policies. Here's Democrats.
And as Chief Smith has said in the papers, in her
That's Pamela Smith.
nearly 30 years of enforcing the law, both as a federal law enforcement officer and as chief of police, she has never seen any action that causes more risk to the public safety than the actions of AG Bondi last night in her Bondi order of about 7:45 at night.
Their argument is that it puts the public at more risk. Now let's hear from what we see in public. Here's Katie Pavlich. First time at Union Station this morning since Trump's crime crackdown, and there isn't a single crazy person screaming, vagrant, or person doing drugs. Instead, lots of families visiting DC. She says it's wonderful. Here's Barack Obama with a giant, massive lie warning on his little podcast.
What we all recognize is we can't let a systematic assault on democracy just happen and stand by. And so because of your actions, because of your courage, what you've seen is California responding, other states looking at what they can do to offset this mid-decade gerrymandering that is highly irregular and is not what we should be doing to balance out the maps for this upcoming election.
They're trying to balance out the maps because of what Texas did. He's talking about California redistricting. James Carville has said this is a former strategy of theirs. They started the redistricting, of course. They started the gerrymandering. We're just in response to it. And then here he is talking about Trump being a massive threat. They've got nothing. This guy is so deflated and done. You're done, podcaster. All done. Your corruption, you're going to come under oath.
2 steps forward and another 2 steps forward. Sometimes it's 2 steps forward and a step back.
So wise.
And we're in a moment right now where not just gerrymandering, but efforts at voter suppression, efforts at questioning the results of elections, efforts at the executive branch unilaterally doing things that bypass Congress and the people's representatives, militarization of cities, politicization of our justice departments and our military.
Can you imagine him saying that? The politicization of our Justice Department and our military. Now we know this guy is the one who politicized the FBI and the CIA. Politicizing our military, they're the ones who did diversity hiring, favoring race-based hiring over merit, including installing gays at top command purely because they were gays or trans, renaming battleships Harvey Milk. That was politicizing the military.
Those are trend lines that remind us that this precious democracy that we've got is not a given. It's not self-executing. It requires us to fight for it.
Democracy is on the battle. Fight, fight. You got nothing. I'm laughing at you. Let's go back to the streets of DC. This is here's some diversity. Here's a lady in a hijab.
Hear from city leaders and others that crime is actually down. Are you seeing that?
No, I'm not seeing it. We're seeing carjackings, the violence in the communities. So we were advocating then for the National Guard to come out, but they said there was no need. But think about how many lives could have been saved just having them on the scene.
Lives could have been saved. Does this look like a white Christian evangelical to you? Is this a mega MAGA Republican This is a Democrat in a hijab, Muslim, saying they wanted the militarization of DC. Democrats, you can't trust them.
I gotta tell you, I cannot stop laughing about this. Like, why the Democrats would want safe streets to be branded as a right-wing concern is like totally beyond me. It's kind of like when that whole campaign against Sydney Sweeney happened. Do they really want like liking hot people to be considered like a right-wing thing? It's so bizarre, and nobody is doing this to them. No one is forcing the Democrats to fight ICE and side with illegal criminals. No one is forcing them to side with the criminals in DC. They are doing it to themselves. They are lining up to congratulate Mamdani, who wants New York City to look like DC prior to Trump coming in. And it's just so mystifying. Of course, they're going to pay a price for this because as Fox News has been on this all week, the residents of DC love this. They are longing for this. Who doesn't want their child to have a safe street to walk down?
Who doesn't want their child to have a safe street to walk down? Barack Obama, Kathy Hochul, Alec Baldwin. Let's talk about the blacks on the streets. These are Democrats again. What do they say about DC, Trump's work in DC?
Yeah, you cannot tell me this is not benefiting us. It's definitely doing what it's supposed to do. I don't care who versus who, what they mean by what. Baby, it's clean and beautiful, like how we like.
It's clean and beautiful. She's walking around in DC. She doesn't care what side. She doesn't care about the Democrat versus Republican argument. So she's got some news for Barack Obama. Massive arrests. This is just from last night on Fox News, cleaning up the bad guys, and this breaks Democrats' hearts.
Law enforcement made 33 total arrests in our nation's capital last night. 15 of the 33 are illegal aliens.
Again, that's Democrat branding. You have illegal immigrants, 15. Democrats are brokenhearted. Democrats who are supposed to be about gun grabbing, well, they grabbed 8 illegal firearms, one of them from a murder suspect. And Democrats this is Barack Obama. He's running against this.
Including arrests for murder, rape, assault, and a juvenile carrying a pistol without a license. We're told 20 multi-agency teams were deployed throughout all 7 districts in D.C. to promote public safety and arrest violent offenders. There were more than 1,750 participants in last night's operations.
D.C. is safe again. This is incredible branding for Republicans. I'm going to end. I have 2 more clips. This one is just nasty. Democrats in D.C.
Black people in D.C., get your and take care of them police officers like they should have been taken care of 50 years ago.
Black people in D.C., pull out your pieces and take care of those officers. This lady needs to be in jail. This man is going to also walk the streets. I'm leaving you guys on a positive note. This guy's great.
Man, down the city is quiet as a church mouse. I came all the way down Pennsylvania Avenue this morning. So peaceful, yeah. I don't smell no weed, yeah. I don't see no homeless people. I mean, I came all the way through the southeast side, all the way down here. You see now I'm at the White House, man. It's quiet, yeah. It's a shame that it takes somebody to have to sit in your classroom in order for you to be in order, yeah. Because that's what it feels like, yeah. You gotta be babysitted to do your job, yeah. Stuff been out of control for years. You gotta do better, yeah. You gotta do better, yeah. And mainly, young, you got the problems. It's us, man. It's always us giving everybody a bad name, yeah. We'll see how long this lasts, yeah. How many murders was it last night? How many carjackings was it last night? Talk to me.
Down. Murders down. He's walking around peaceful during the day. That was a homeless, crazy zone just a few days before Trump arrived. Does this work? This Democrat strategy of being pro-crime and anti-peace, anti-safety, this is going to divide Democrats in Washington, D.C. You're going to get a mass of new, especially Black voters coming out. Thank you, Trump, for militarizing this city. And as Alec Baldwin said, he's afraid it's going to get rolled out. What's next? New York, Chicago, L.A., Berkeley? We're going to clean up crime. Democrats are running on crime, pro-crime, protecting crime. Anything but nationalizing their city, getting some help from the government. They'd rather have murder. That's why we never put an X next to a Democrat. I'm Doug in Exile. Subscribe. That's how you say thank you.